Welcome to Pop's Quiz. Hi, welcome back to Pop's Quiz. This time we have Alex Peace-Gadsby, who is not only a Scout leader at Ashfield District, but she's also got a national role. In 2015, she was named Chief Commissioner, who was in charge of leaders and adult volunteers. For all the information about Alex, you can go follow her on Twitter, or you can go over to the Scoutadelic YouTube channel and watch her video where she sees who she would rather marry, Bear Grylls or Steve Backshall. All the links for her will be in the description down below. So now over to Alex answering my questions. How did you get involved with Scouts?
How did I get involved in Scouts? Well, it's a little bit of a long story really, because I had 3 nephews-in-law who were all Beaver Scouts, and I went along at their request to the St George's Day Parade. It was a little group at the time that was about to close, and so they said to me, would I mind becoming the Beaver leader? Now it's all part of the age-old hour a week, so I thought if I can't give an hour a week of my time, then there's something wrong with me. So by the time I realised it was a lot more than an hour a week, of course it's absolutely in the blood and it really doesn't matter. So 6:15 till 7:15 I became the Beaver leader. There were beavers and there were cubs, but there were no Scouts, and it broke my heart that we were handing them all over to another group. And of course naturally young people don't manage the transition to another group very well, so they all started dropping out when they'd moved to another group. And so I said, okay then, well, from 7:30 till 9:30 I'll become the Scout leader as well. So we started Scouts, and what started off as a very little group ended up with a very big Beaver section, a very big Cub section, and a very big Scout section as well. And then when I was handing them all over as explorers, again there was a dropout rate going on, so there was an empty hut opposite, and so I said, right, okay, we'll start an explorer unit in the hut opposite. And I got involved with a very big group on the back of that, all because I turned up at St George's Day Parade 14 years ago.
What's the best skill for life Scouting has given you?
Scouting's given me so many skills and so many opportunities. If I had to pick one, I've learned an awful lot about people through Scouting. I love people anyway, it's part of who I am. But learning, first of all, the differences as a young person, how that development happens emotionally, and I've really been able to empathise with that, and particularly in my national role, learning to empathise even more so with adults, and great leadership skills there, because of course naturally we're one team. Some people say, oh, I'm just a Cub leader, I'm just a Beaver leader. Well, actually, if this was a pyramid, then actually I put the pyramid that way, because what happens in groups is the most important bit, and there's no such thing as I'm only this, I'm only that. Everybody is so hardworking and so dedicated, and it's a real privilege to get to speak to all these amazing volunteers, and I can really empathise and feel exactly how they feel within their group, in terms of making sure that everything that we do makes sense, and just it's all about making it easier for people within the groups.
What message would you like to give young people about Scouts?
I would say absolutely stick with it, because the longer you stay involved, the more skills for life that you get out of it, the bigger the differences that we can make. As you start to move on into your careers, into university, into jobs, what you're doing, you've got great skills, great experiences that you can put on your CV. Because in my day job, I interview lots of people all of the time, and if I get 2 CVs that are the same, and one of those CVs has got a set of qualifications on it, and the other CV has got exactly the same set of qualifications on it, but there's something exciting on there, like doing Scouting, I've got an indication on who is the better person for me to hire, because they're more of a rounded individual, they've got more life skills, I can tell that they're a sticker at things. So really do stick with Scouting as long as you can, because it will have a huge impact on your life for the better.
What's your favourite Scouting experience?
what is my favourite scouting experience? Well, it's actually really, really hard to choose because I've got so many amazing experiences. And I was thinking, do I choose the time I was sawn in half in Central Yorkshire? Do I pick abseiling down a viaduct with young people? I'm actually going to choose Harry Potter Cub Camp with my group. So even though I do beavers and scouts, I joined the cubs, cub leaders to take the cubs on camp, and all of the leaders dressed up as members of the Hogwarts team. I was Bellatrix Lestrange for the whole weekend. So any of the young people that ended up in Slytherin, far from thinking, oh, I don't want to be in Slytherin, actually found it really good fun having Bellatrix cheating and putting lots of extra points on Slytherin scores, and so everybody wanted to be in Slytherin in the end. And we had a real drama and lots of fun that we themed around Harry Potter that weekend. But I think that's the magic of scouting, isn't it? The magic of scouting is firing the imagination in all kinds of creative ways. So young people are learning by doing and having lots of fun, making lots of friends, but also learning those skills at the same time, those skills for life that they don't even realise that they're getting, but they are, and they make such a difference.
Thank you so much for taking the time to answer my questions. Even as a scout, I know that it's not just 2 hours a week. A lot of the time my leaders are always planning extra activities, and I think they enjoy it just as much as we do. And there's always the extra fundraising activities like backpacks and stadium collections, which are really rewardful, and I get to go on stuff like France and go into the World Scout Jamboree. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe, and join me next time when I'll be back with more Pops quiz videos. Bye!